Exley. He picked up that gift card for $50 at Crawdaddy's in Visalia. And I've got one for each day of the week this week on KMJ, just because we feel like being nice and giving you $50 to go hang out at Crawdaddy's, all right? All right. And that's from me, that's from KMJ, that's from Keith, who runs Crawdaddy's. That's from everybody concerned. We'll have another one tomorrow, Tuesday, when Steve Hilton joins us. And I'm officially so happy to announce, because now all of the main media polls are in agreement that the Republicans have shot ahead in the polling for California governor. Steve Hilton is the legitimate leader. Steve Hilton, I'll say again, is the legitimate leader. Chad Bianco is in second place. They are both frontrunners for governor in the state of California. All of this happening in the 2026 gubernatorial primary. This is wonderful. These results raise the possibility finally that the Democrats can be locked out of the general election under the state's primary system. Through a large share of voters remain undecided. But remember, top two go after each other. It could be Bianco and Hilton in the final going after each other. But if Steve is to be believed, and I don't think he's lying, I don't know. They've agreed between the two of them that if they are tied with each other or the two front runners, one of them will check out to assure a Republican winner. So we'll talk to Steve about that tomorrow. Oh, yes, we will. But we've got all of these polls now. I got to tell you, a number of them, multiple, showing that Hilton is the top front runner in first place, followed by Bianco in second place. Eric Swalwell did that. Oh, he did? Remember when he farted on national TV? Eric Swalwell, that was a well-placed noise by my mouth. He's in third place. Well, you've got Tom Steyer and Katie Porter. Porter being the former representative, Steyer being a businessman. They're in fourth place, tied. And from there, who cares? It's just, that ain't it. But right now, it's Hilton in front all the way. That's good news. It's incredibly good news. And they're both on top. You've got two Republicans, I'll repeat again, shooting ahead in California, two Republicans leading the race for governor in the state of California. Also here in wonderful California, an Indian illegal alien, a truck driver. They just aren't killing Americans with their reckless driving. You know these stories. But they're running drugs too. And I always thought this was the case. Now we've got Gurpreet Singh from Fresno and Jasveer Singh of Santa Clara. They've been arrested in Putnam County, Indiana. This was on Saturday on a charge of dealing narcotics after over 300 pounds of cocaine were found in the sleeper berth of a semi-tractor trailer during a routine Department of Transportation inspection. Now, both of these caches of drugs and the truckers are off the street. Both Mr. Singhs are subject to ICE deportation holds. These are two illegal alien truck drivers, been given the blessing by the state of California to do this, to run these trucks illegally. One of them is from Fresno. Come on. Thank you, Governor Newsom. The cocaine estimated to have a street value of $7 million. $7 million was headed from Joplin, Missouri to Richmond, Indiana. And according to the Indiana State Police, the investigation and the seizure was conducted by the full-time interdiction trooper from the Drug Enforcement Section, the ISP Superintendent Anthony Scott. Full-time interdiction patrols working together to keep illegal drugs off the road and out of our communities, end quote. So say the authorities back there. Indiana is partnering with ICE to keep illegal aliens from driving commercial vehicles. They want to keep them off the highways, and they know they're in big numbers, not a word, sorry, in big numbers coming from California. And during a recent joint operation conducted by ISP and ICE last fall, the northwestern part of the state, there in Indiana is where 223 illegal aliens were arrested. Half of them were dealing drugs. 13 of them were illegal truck drivers from California. That number has increased this year with arrests from 2025. It's amazing that these illegal aliens have been able to get licensed through California to drive commercial trucks. And for a moment, who doesn't think that they're not dealing drugs? Come on. They're the perfect foils to be doing this. They don't speak any English. They don't drive all that well.
That's right.
But they drive well enough to get from point A to point B. And they can carry fentanyl. They can carry cocaine. These guys were carrying cocaine, $7 million worth. Here we go. Here we go. And it all comes out of California. And it breaks my freaking heart. It does. The billionaire hedge fund manager, Bill Ackman. I talk about Bill a lot on this program, and I've tried to get him on the air. It ain't easy. Is right to classify the proposed wealth tax in woke California as essentially the theft of private property. You know what's going on, if not, I'll explain. The founding fathers were not fans of income tax, but they were particularly opposed to our unjust graduated or progressive income tax system where success is punished and discouraged with inflated taxes. The wealth tax California Democrats want would be even worse. You'd even think Democrats would eventually realize they're all driving business and wealth out of the state of California. But they seem to have a zero learning curve. Bill Ackman is not a resident of California. Before you call up and say, well, who cares what he's saying? He doesn't live here. I know this. But his critique is valid nonetheless. California is facing an $18 billion budget deficit. $18 billion. And instead of cutting its many freebies for illegal aliens and boondoggle projects, high-speed rail, Democrats want to spend drunkenly, as if they were, and steal more taxpayer money. It's no wonder so many people and businesses are moving out of our state. And in an ex-post last week, Ackerman wrote on the topic of billionaires and their wealth and taxes, and their wealth taxes in California. I'm opposed to the wealth taxes because they effectively represent expropriation of private property. Yeah, and have many unintended negative consequences that have occurred in every country that has launched such a tax. Boy, is he